Alright, we're back. Today I wanna talk to you about old people's cars. Today, what I think of as an old people's car is an Opel Meriva, a Volkswagen Golf Plus, anything tall and mid-2000s, thereabouts. Ford Focus C-Max, stuff like that. A B-Max maybe, that was also very popular with them. But 10-15 years ago, that was a completely different story. Because what you had then was that. An Opel Corsa Saloon, a Volkswagen Jetta, a Volkswagen Polo Derby. Is there anything else I can think of? Just a small saloon from the mid to late 80s. That's what I'm thinking of. Small hatchbacks from mid to late 80s. And similarly like that, a Fiat Uno, an Austin Metro. Just small and economical and boxy, most importantly. But also this. This is a 1997 Citroën AX 1.1i Spot. And the thing that's so special about this car, in my opinion, is that it was owned before me by an old lady. I must also add that this car will be going for the project, car footballing, because it's not in any way good anymore. It's basically scrap. First of all, let me point you into this direction and ask you, what is wrong with this? I'll give you a hint. Move over to the other side. Other than it being very dirty and missing a hubcap, what is wrong with the passenger side of this little Citroën AX? Yes, it's dented, but also, as you might be able to see, this is a different color blue to this. I will demonstrate further. Open the hood. Red. On a blue wing, supposedly. What the old lady that owned this before me did was catch the pole here. Instead of pushing the brake, push the gas. Take this whole side out. Stopped here. As you can see here, water gets in easily and it's been bogged. You can clearly see the bog. I find this a pretty terrible repair, in my opinion. Start here. This is a blue door. That is correct. So we can close that. The wrong body molding, I believe. I'm gonna have to look at the other side for that. Then here, as you can see, the repainted bit is already rusting again. Let me open this. Green. Green. So, what the garage that maintained this car did was take a green door of a car they had in, a red wing of a car that they had in, and a blue door that they accidentally probably had in, of 3 different AXs, and then put them on here and repainted the outside only. Because I dare to bet you, if I take that wing off, it's gonna be red on the inside. But granted, that does make it more fun, discovering the history of a car like this. That's normal. Why don't you close now? Ah. Okay, the door is also bent now. Can I? No, too strong. What you might also notice is that the side repeater here is not there, but there is a side repeater here. This is the standard side, this is the normal side, this is the good side. The front bumper was torn off. That's supposed to be blue also, and it's supposed to be a facelift bumper. I think this is a pre-facelift bumper. I don't know really. I know, you can see the molding on it. It's not there. The chrome one. As you can see here in the back, it has a tow bar, which I find ambitious for a 1.1 Citroën AX. This one was probably only used for people or for the old lady, so that she can crash into stuff without damaging her little AX. That looks pretty shit. Don't know what this does. There's also another hit here that comes very close to the tailgate. I'm talking about an AX. This is an A. You can still see a faded mark where the X is supposed to be, but this is an A. This is how I bought it. It's pretty raggedy. That's the point I want to get across, because these are classics to a certain standard, and I quite like these. Just a small little French nugget box. I quite like these. Important, if you buy a Citroën AX, when opening the tailgate, very slowly, you will notice that there isn't any metal used in the making of this tailgate. This is plastic, and this is glass, and this also is glass. It's structural glass. The French invent everything. Here you can see it. Structural glass. What also happens then, if you pull it too hard down on a corner, the glass shatters. That happened in showrooms. So you have to go to the middle and then pull it down. It also doesn't... See how flexing this thing is? That's also mostly just the car, but it also doesn't close immediately from the first try. You should just... Okay, that's broken now. Good. Anyway, let's get in the Grandma's car. Ooh, yay! Oh, Grandma's in. Well, Sonny, I'm gonna give you a look at the shitbox. This is peak tier, bog standard. This dashboard for the 90s is bare, to my opinion. You don't get you don't get ventilation rosters in the middle, on the sides. Only these, for a little bit of airflow on a window. Only these. You get a clock instead of a tachometer. No radio, but you do get a pack of cigarettes. Compensates a bit. You of course get an ashtray. That is standard. A blower, which now doesn't work. There's not a battery in the car. You don't even get a glove box lid. This is just a big empty space. And of course, no other ventilation roster. But do you really need a ventilation roster? No, that's what I thought. Because if you're getting hot, you point this thing towards you, or you just open the door. Whilst driving, of course, this door is very light, so you can give gas and then hold the door open and drive. The one option that this does come with is a wooden gear knob. Look at the excellency that Citroën Peugeot made of this. A wooden gear knob, and a very long one, so it's easy to reach. And a bendy bit down here. It's also very flexible still. If this was an Opel, this would be completely deteriorated and cracked. Must add that. You get the splash seats, which I like. I love these. This is totally 90s. This was especially for the Spot. And again, that's it. There's nothing really much in the interior of this car. You get a Saxo-looking steering wheel, which was more modern, but the only difference is there's no airbag. There's no Takata to go wrong in this one. Once you crash, you just smack your head, dab in the middle of the Citroën logo, and then it will be imprinted for life. Or you just don't make a direct forward collision. You'd make a side swipe like the old lady did, which would leave you perfectly fine. Similarly, in a side impact, you're gonna get some metal inserted into you, which this car we're gonna have to strengthen severely if we're gonna go autocrossing with this thing, because one crash from a bigger car, one crash from a Saxo, I would dare to say, and you're dead. Or very badly damaged, at least. It's so tinny. But I love tinny. You get some generic door handles. What else is there to say? Ah yes, another reason why this car isn't really suitable to be a classic, other than, of course, you know, different door, non-matching numbers and everything, is that this car has an enormous battery drainage problem. It has an electrical leak somewhere. I do not know where. I'm not going to find out either. But the fuel gauge doesn't work, so I'm going to guess that it's under the car, or under the carpet at least. Fuel gauge does not work, and if you leave this car with a fully charged battery for more than 2 hours just sitting, the battery will be flat. I've killed 2 batteries on this thing by accidentally leaving them in overnight. They're completely flat. They're less than 4 volts, and I cannot recharge them. So I have to remember to pull out the battery, whenever I need to place this thing somewhere else, or I'm stuck without any batteries. I've killed the Corsa battery, and that was a Bosch. That was a good one. That was a strong one. It once sat an entire winter in the Corsa, lowered down to about 5 volts or something, and it completely recharged and worked fine after that. It's dead. That was a legendary battery in my history of batteries. But yeah, that's another shit box filmed. This one will disappear forever at the end of this month, because it will, as I said before, be car footballed with, just like the ZX and maybe the Astra. I'm not sure, still not certain about that, but it's been literally 15 minutes since I filmed that. So, the AX. If anything goes wrong, I do have a fun idea with this. I would like to see how this thing crashes, because it's already been crashed and it's tinny. So if the next time you see this is completely crash damaged, don't be surprised. I was just having fun. We were off-roading with this thing. It's actually very capable off-road because it's so incredibly light. It only weighs like 600 kilograms. And that reminds me, it's also lighter than your average AX. It has weight reduction level 1, because as you can see here, a lot of it is rotten. And that's not just because we rally crossed it or we drove it in the woods. Oh god, I am uncovering one new sill hole. As you can see there. Okay, that's new. I was kinda thinking of keeping this one, but that's unrealistic. And not even just as a oh! Wow. So, apparently it drove... Ew, that's nasty. Apparently it drove 10,000 kilometers after 2012. Oh, that's not supposed to be an oil stick. That's supposed to just... Oh, this thing is nasty, really. I did want to keep it for fun, to just off-road with it or go driving in a field with it, because it's really fun for that. It's the perfect car, really, because it doesn't have carburation. A carbureted car is more fun, but the carburetor gets clogged. And this one doesn't. This just pumps every bit of dirt through the fuel system into the exhaust and blows it out. So, that's it for this one. You will not see this one after this video, probably. Maybe you might, I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be something. I've lost track a bit, but yeah, thank you.